What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I want to talk about a story that broke last night, a tragedy, best describes it, that occurred late yesterday, and it occurred out of a place called Sky Meadow Country Club, which looked like a golf course country club out there in Nassau, New Hampshire. Shout out Nassau, in which a lone gunman goes into the dining area and starts shooting people after screaming out some phrases to get everybody's attention. 3 people were shot. 1 person was dead, identified as this guy right here at the bottom. His name is Robert Stephen DeCesar, 59-year-old father and husband. He was shot shielding his kids from the gunman's bullets. May he rest in peace. This dumbass here is the gunman, they're saying. This dude you see up here is Hunter Nadeau, 23 years old. Didn't know Mr. DeCesar or his family, or anybody else for that matter, when he went in there and fired multiple shots that send people into a frenzy. 3 people were shot. Multiple people were hurt, I guess in the stampede. He was found, arrested on the spot, had his gun. There were different reports saying there were 2 gunmen, but evidently after the chaos subsided, it was 1. And this guy right here, Mr. Nadeau, was the shooter. Now, we always had a violence problem in America, but in the last few years, it's been kicked up a couple notches. You can't go anywhere without the threat of being hurt by somebody that doesn't know you, that has their own sick agenda that they want to push out on the world and make a statement. This guy's 23 years old. Don't know shit about shit yet in life. But he is old enough to know better. Always somebody else that got a personal fight and gunfire in their head, but everybody outside of their realm of reality is always caught up in the madness and casualties of the war in the mind of a sick person. I want you to take a look at what they have so far, man. This is horrific. You can't do anything now. And it seems like we're always shown different things in the news about what politicians are doing and what they're going to do this and do that. And it's a lot of stuff to blind us, or turn our eyes away from the true reality that's going on in this country. We are all in trouble right now. We are. And something needs to be done about it. This shit is crazy. Look.
And we do continue with that breaking news out of Nashua, New Hampshire this morning. A man is under arrest and charged with a deadly shooting at a country club. I'm Jeff Saperstone. Police say he walked into the Sky Meadow Country Club last night and opened fire, killing 1 and hurting 2 others. NBC 10's Robert Goulston joins us live now from Nashua with the very latest. Robert, good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. Yes, multiple gunshots rang out just as this wedding reception was getting underway. As you can imagine, that turned into a very chaotic scene. Well, now it is a murder investigation. The New Hampshire Attorney General says 23-year-old Hunter Nadeau has been charged with the murder of 59-year-old Robert DeCesar with a handgun. The AG says there is no known connection between the 2 men. 2 other adults were shot and injured, but are expected to be okay. Witnesses say they saw the shooter walk in from the restaurant area at the venue and heard him say something to the effect, "The kids are okay and free Palestine," before the gunfire started.
It was really strange. The one thing I could say is when he was walking across the dance floor, I knew it was the guy because he wasn't dressed up for a wedding. He wasn't dressed up to go to dinner. And for lack of a better explanation, he just looked like a weirdo.
We are trying to keep family members safe. It was pretty. It was weird because everybody drop and roll. With the way this world is going right now with the shooting. We just wanted to keep the family safe, keep everybody down, and then try to find safe spots.
And Nadeau is charged with second-degree murder, and he will be arraigned tomorrow here in Nashua. The Sheraton here nearby was used as a unification site so that families from that wedding could reunite with their loved ones as that chaotic scene started to wrap up there. But the AG also making clear early on they thought maybe there was a second person involved, but they have ruled that out at this point as far as an active shooter, a second active shooter. They said that they were able to go through surveillance video and rule that out as of right now in the investigation. We are live in Nashua, New Hampshire. Robert Goulston, NBC 10 Boston.
That's right, Catherine and Ariel. And his mother spoke of his heroism. She said that DeCesar jumped in front of his wife and his daughter, trying to protect them from the bullets. She said that they were at Sky Meadows simply to enjoy a meal. And that's when the suspect, 23-year-old Hunter Nadeau, entered and allegedly began firing a handgun. Now take a look at your screen. You're going to see a picture of that victim. That's Robert Stephen DeCesar. According to the Attorney General's office, Nadeau entered the country club and allegedly fired several gunshots with a handgun last night. DeCesar was shot and killed, and 2 other people were wounded. At this time, we do not know their condition. There is no known connection between Nadeau and the victim. He was detained on the scene. Officials sharing just a little while ago that he has been charged with 1 count of second-degree murder for knowingly shooting DeCesar, and say more charges will likely be brought for the additional victims. DeCesar's mother said her son was living at Sky Meadow, and she spoke of his character and the fact that he jumped in to protect his family.
And there is no doubt in my mind there was an instinct, not a thought was given. He was facing away from the table. Mm-hmm. Like that. He was facing away from the table, and his wife and daughter were able to escape. And so they didn't know where he was. All this time, they didn't know he had died. They didn't know, what was going on. It's very convoluted.
Now, at this time, the Attorney General's office says it cannot share any information on potential motives, but they have shared with us that a suspect has been arrested. His name is Hunter Nadeau. He's 23 years old. He's going to be arraigned tomorrow in Nashua. For now, we're live in Nashua. Alana Flood, WMUR News 9.
Alana, thank you. Now, a News 9 crew was on that scene right away last night, and we heard from witnesses in the terrifying moments just after. Our Maria Wilson spoke with some of the people who were at the country club when the gunman opened fire.
One woman describing those terrifying moments as the scariest thing she's ever seen. She was at a wedding reception in a nearby space. She says everyone was out on the dance floor, and that's when she heard multiple gunshots ring out. She says it was at that point that she hid under a table. Sophie Flaboris says there were about 150 people also at that wedding reception. In those first moments, she says she hid under the table. Others went running, some for the kitchen, others out the door. The Attorney General's office confirming that one man was killed in that shooting that happened at Sky Meadows Country Club Saturday evening. Authorities also saying that several others were hurt. Flaboris walking us through those chilling moments.
All of a sudden we heard pop, 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 pop. Heard 5 shots. All of a sudden heard a gun, chaos, screaming, and then running. It was just the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. I hid under a table. And so then your next thought is, okay, am I safe here? Am I a sitting duck?
Now, the Attorney General's office says that they are still very early on into their investigation and that we could expect to learn more as their investigation continues. But they really want to stress at this point that there is no threat to the public at this time. We're here in Nashua. Maria Wilson, WMUR News 9.
Maria, thank you. Now, we understand as the investigation plays out, people have a lot of questions about what happened last night. Here's what we know. Multiple people were injured. 3 people were shot, 1 fatally. We don't have an exact number, though, of the people who were injured during all of the chaos. Also, a possible motive here. That is still a mystery.
And this is what the AG's office is saying. They say at this point, they have no awareness of any known connection between the suspect and the man who was killed. A witness told reporters outside the country club last night that the shooter allegedly said, and I'm quoting here, "The children are okay and free Palestine." Officials would not specifically address those witness statements to reporters.